Greetings. In this part of our discussion, we are shedding some light over some of the orders of God of Israel and the law. Even Christians and Jews call this part of the book by the law of Moses. Law of Moses. No, it wasn't law of Moses. It was a law of the God of Moses, according to the book. Moses did not make up this law. He heard it from his God and he relayed according to what they say, or the hearsay. So we are reading, those orders one by one, some of the orders, and reflecting over them. Let's go to the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. It says, "A woman must not wear men's clothing." Yeah. You've seen Jews today? And the Israelis and Jews? Yeah. In the matter of fact, Israelis and Jews, well, maybe not. Nor a man wear women's clothing. You see those recently soap operas and TV shows and some movies. All right? For the Lord your God detests anyone who does this. So how many Israeli Jews today, women wearing like men? I believe his name was Robin Williams, who, had a beautiful movie, funny comedian. He was a nice man, a Jew. And he was dressed like a nanny because of his children. Maybe you watched it. And we love those movies. But this goes, God of Israel detested. Christian women who wear like men and say they believe in the God of Israel. Well, dear Christian woman, listen to the God of Israel and what he says. He detests you for this action. Some women are so happy to shave their hair completely. You know what the book says? This is a shameful action. So those Christians and Jews who say that they believe in the book, they are mere hypocrites, miserable hypocrites. They don't even know those orders. They never read the book. And if they read, they don't understand. And if they understand, they will never apply. We are in the Western civilized society, 20th century, 21st century. Welcome to the new age of Satan. Women in the old days used to wear decently. Even Christians today and the Jews abusing Muslim women for the cover, the head cover. If you read Old Testament, why read Old Testament? Dear Christians, how do the nuns, if there are some remnants of the nuns today, how do they wear? What kind of clothing? Those who dedicate themselves as brides to Jesus in churches, how do they wear? Because they are on sacred ground and holy ground, they wear decent clothes. And you know this. And you're abusing the woman, Muslim woman, because they are wearing this decent clothes. You're hypocrites, miserable. So, it is against the Lord's wish and his orders that women must not wear men's clothing, nor a man wear women's clothing. For the Lord your God detests anyone who does this. So if you say that you believe in the God of Israel, be it you are an Israeli Jew or a Christian, all the same, this is what God of Israel says and orders. And how many today are offending his words and his orders and care less. Now, let's go to the title that says marriage violations. Marriage violations. Verse 13 says, if a man takes a wife and, after sleeping with her, dislikes her. Now, this reminds me how the stupid West that attacks Islam speak about Muslim women as property. That the Muslim man may beat his wife for any reason, and that's a lie. Beating a woman, according to Islam, there are strict, serious conditions. If she insists on committing something evil, rotten, evil, like adultery, and she insists, she want to do it, especially if she is a married woman, not other woman adultery, and there is a punishment for adultery. And unfortunately, the Muslims are following the rotten ways of the Jews and the Christians, stoning to death. While Quran is very clear, they are supposed to be whipped, no execution, no death penalty for adultery in Islam, in true Islam, in the Quran. But they are following the Jewish way, stoning to death with their ignorance. All right, if a man takes a wife and after sleeping with her, dislikes her. They say a Muslim, can divorce for any reason. Listen to this. Verse 14 says, and slanders her and gives her a bad name. He slanders her, insult her, abandon her, and then slanders her and give her bad name, accusing her, evil accusations, saying, I married this woman, but when I approached her, I did not find proof of her virginity. Wow. I mean, we can laugh at the West, so bad with this joke. Virginity. Who cares in the West about virginity anymore? If there is a virgin woman, you know what? Even a student in the college or high school, they will ask her, are you sick? There is something wrong with you? You're a virgin? You never had sex? Wow. You should see a doctor. That's how rotten and evil and miserable. They are demons, devil possessed, Satan advocates, rotten societies. So, he slanders her, gives her a bad name, saying, I married her, this woman, but when I approached her, I did not find proof of her virginity. And most likely he is lying. Most likely he is lying, because those days, the vast majority, 99%, are virgin women. Very rarely, very scarce, you can find a woman non-virgin, non-decent, committed adultery, porn, like today. So what is the situation here? Verse 15 says, then the young woman's father and mother shall bring to the town elders at the gate proof that she was a virgin. Look how miserable this is and embarrassing. Very embarrassing. They have to prove the virginity of their daughter. And they know her best back then. Today, the parents know nothing. Verse 16 says, her father will say to the elders, I gave my daughter in marriage to this man, but he dislikes her. Now he has slandered her and said, I did not find your daughter to be a virgin, but here is the proof of my daughter's virginity. Then her parent shall display the clothes before the elders of the town. Why not the newspapers? Why not TV? Why not broadcast it nationwide? What the hell? Anyway, verse 18 says, and the elders shall take the man and punish him. They shall fine him 100 shekels of silver and give them to the young woman's father, because this man has given an Israelite virgin a bad name. She shall continue to be his wife by force. He must not divorce her as long as he lives. All right. Well, this is a good part of the order from this God. No need, to make any comments. I like it. Sometimes you find maybe 1% of the Jewish Christian book has good stuff, real good stuff. 99%, yeah. All right. Let's continue this next time, because there is another part to this section. Answering those stupid who say that a Muslim man can divorce his wife for any reason. This is how miserable it is. No, it is not. If Muslims are doing it because of their ignorance, because they don't read Quran. Quran is so strict, preserving the right of this holy bondage called marriage. And there are waiting periods, and there is, discussions and going back and forth, struggling hard to keep it and save the marriage. But the Muslims don't read the Quran anyway. They don't read it. If they are doing like this, divorcing for any reason, they don't know what Quran says. This is what Allah hates. And they know, and they keep repeating without understanding, that the most hated action that Allah hates is divorce. While it is permitted, but it's so hated by Allah. Abghad al-halal, they call it. The most hated from what is permissible. Let's continue this next time.